Hello. Welcome to A Teenage Introspective. I'm Albert Kahn.
I'm Zach Swall.
And today we're going to take a look at a series of video reports perpetrated by our Period 9 TV 2 class. Now what the kids did was they went out and they picked a topic and they shot a lot of footage on that topic and they interviewed several people about that topic and they put together these fine video reports that we're going to see today. Now, it's a teenage introspective because it covers different aspects of teenage life, like sports or being in a band, you know, stuff like that. So our first video report we're going to take a look at is about jazz band. Now, Zach, I can't say that I really know much about jazz band. Can you?
I know, I can't really say that either, Albert. You know, jazz band to me is kind of like, as you has put it before, in the shadows, you know, of Hopewell.
It is.
The shadow of Hopewell Valley.
It's within the dark catacombs.
You know, you hear a lot about sports. You don't hear two kids walking down the hallway and be like, you know, I got to catch jazz band later.
There's not a lot of gotta catch jazz band. I think, you know, it deserves some recognition.
Yeah.
So we have a video report about jazz band, and we're here with Greg Hopewell, who made a video report about jazz band. Good to have you with us, Greg.
Good to be here.
So just tell us about your report a little bit.
Yeah, sure, no problem. As you said before, you interviewed two people for this report. One of them that myself, and Zach Heron interviewed, one of the person that worked with me, is the conductor of jazz band, Mr. Swabadisant. And he's really done a fantastic job with both jazz band and regular band. He's, in the past, he's won awards such as Best Band, like Best Marching Band, things like that, you know, fantastic job, things like that. And the other person is Baro Avad, who is the bass player in jazz band, and he's part of what's called the rhythm section, which is made up of guitar, piano, drums, and bass, which Baro plays. And he's been playing since 5th grade, and you know, he's really fantastic at it, and he works at it all the time. And basically what you're going to hear is what it takes to get into jazz band, and once you're in there, the dedication you have to be in there. Because every morning on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 in the morning, they go there and practice from 7 for 45 minutes, practicing all their songs, practicing for the upcoming competitions. And it's really great, you know, to do this great honor for them, to make this sort of tribute of jazz band.
Wow.
It is a tribute because
7 a.m. That is early.
That is really early. I mean,
that's the time I'm popping in my toaster strudel, making a little design with the frosting. This morning I burnt my tongue a little bit.
I didn't even have time to make a design.
Yeah.
It was just like out the door.
And they're already there.
They're already there.
Playing, you know,
jazz music.
Jazzy
A very difficult type of music. I think that's dedication, and I think they deserve a tribute. And like we said before, Hopewell is about sports. I mean, Greg, if you look in the gym, what do you see?
You see banners, you know, NJSIA, Group 2 state champions.
CGJ, Part 2. You know, what does that mean?
Nothing.
There's no jazz band in the gym.
You don't see any, oh, hey guys, great job in jazz band. You never hear that.
Even check out this shirt. Hopewell Valley Soccer Association. You don't see Hopewell Valley, you know, Jazz Band Association. So they deserve a little recognition.
They deserve exactly.
Albert, you can.
I think we need to give them recognition they deserve. So why don't we take a look at that clip?
I hope you enjoy it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I did not actually start the jazz program. That would have been started by Mr. Phillips, and who had the high school before I did. And he had a jazz band from the 70s on.
I've been mainly influenced by Victor Wooten because he's just really good, and it's really helped my playing develop a lot.
The makeup of the group is, the instrumentation is could be called a big band, a jazz band, a dance band. The instrumentation is something that's evolved over the years, and it's what people think of as a swing type instrumentation. It's 5 saxes, 4 trumpets, 4 trombones, and a rhythm section of piano, bass, drums, guitar. We do some variation on that sometimes. Like this year we have vibes. This year, for instance, I have a very strong trumpet section. So we feature trumpet. I can buy arrangements that have tough trumpet parts and get played. So it varies. Overall, I think it's a slow and steady improvement over the years.
Swab just gave us like some music and some scales, and we need to go home and practice it for like a week or so. And then we come back in and we play it for him, and if he liked it, he'd let us play in jazz band.
The auditions were quite competitive. The interest was pretty high. The people worked very hard, and it was depending on what instrument you played, it was a pretty tough fight. I handed out the materials in September, and for the auditions, and I guess I was done by mid-October hearing everybody play.
Welcome back. Wow. I can now say, you know, that I see the light about jazz band. I mean, I see the soothing light at the end of my tunnel, and it wasn't a freight train coming my way. You know?
Yeah, I understand.
What do we have coming up next?
Coming up next, we have a mystery, Albert.
A mystery, Zach?
A mystery. Mystery of the Sacred Art, Part 1.
Part 1. That indicates that there is more parts to come, so stick around if you're thinking about changing the channel. Because can you beat cable access? Really? Now, the mystery is, I don't know what it is because it's a mystery. So we have with us a man who can clear up this mystery, Mr. Aaron Sosnowski. How you doing, Aaron?
I'm great, and how are you two today?
Good.
Very
good.
well.
Good.
So tell us, what is this first mystery of the sacred art?
Well, the mystery that I reveal to you and the viewers is DJing.
DJing. Now, I'm kind of hazy on the terminology. I'm not up with the modern lingo. DJing, is that like disc jockeying? Like jockeying discs at a radio station? Is it anything to do with that, or?
Sort of.
Are they good?
Is who good?
You know, radio station people.
Oh.
Yes. That's what they do.
Yeah, so continue. Tell us about being a DJ.
I am what's known as a turntablist.
Oh, you're a turntablist.
Ah.
That's completely different than what I was thinking. I'm sorry.
A turntablist is someone who uses records and scratching, putting their hand on the record and moving it back.
Are you actually scratching it like a cat?
A turntablist.
Sort of like a cat.
No,
Anything like
I'm
that?
not scratching it. It's the sound of the needle being
Oh,
scratched.
a needle. Is that like, you know, a needle that you thread through?
Sort of.
Sort
But it's on the end of the tone arm. See, if I move my head, I can show you. That is where the needle is, right there. And it touches the record.
I can see it, sort of.
And
so
it
it's not.
scratches it.
It scratches
It doesn't scratch it because I buy certain needles, so it doesn't actually scratch
What
the
noise
record.
does it make? Can you give us a
It makes
demo?
like a or like a
or an okay. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think you should tell us who you interviewed, and then we'll watch the clip.
Well, I happen to interview my partner, who is Rich Lamile. He's an 11th grader at Hopewell Valley Central High School, and his DJ name is DJ Connects.
Connects, a children's toy. I mean, that really encourages.
And I happen to come up with the name.
You did? Well, that's phenomenal. Good
Thank
for you.
Thank you.
What is your name?
I am DJ Sneaky. I came up with that.
Sneaky. You're one sneaky man.
Thank
So
you.
you DJ for money, I
Yes.
assume. Lots of money? Is it big bucks?
Oh, big bucks. Our next gig is the senior prom after party,
Wow, that's a big gig
Whoa.
to get.
and then a couple graduation parties, and
You
etc.
must be a rich man.
You could say so.
All right,
You could.
let's take a look at that clip.
My style is the best. My style is the best. The best.
One of my best friends was a DJ, and he basically showed me everything there was to do, and I thought it would be cool, so I got my own equipment and I tried it out. So now I do it all the time. I consider myself to be both, actually. Well, a DJ is someone that basically plays the music, and a turntablist is someone that looks at turntables as being a musical instrument, basically like practices them, makes different sound effects, and does different things with the music. I've been a DJ for 2 years. I've done a couple jobs, and you get a lot of money basically for the jobs. You need 2 turntables, that's for playing your records. You need a mixer, that's for cueing in your both turntables to play the music. You need an amp to power your speakers, and you need speakers. And you need mic and headphones so you can listen to the music and talk. Well, I like the Invisible Scratch Pickles because they're like a whole group of DJs, and they're one of my favorites.
Woo! We're back. Do you know what time it is, Brad?
What? I don't know, Neil.
It's time to unleash the awesome power of apples.
No, I think it's time to look at Mysteries of the Sacred Art Part 2.
2, and dos for the Spanish-speaking audience, and de for the French-speaking audience.
You know what?
Any other languages? Can't help you.
Mysteries of the Sacred Art Part 1 was, so shocking. It was such
shocking,
a good
it
video.
was scandalous.
What could be better than the video that we just saw?
I don't know. Something's got to be better.
I think he does.
Can
know.
Chris Davis, who's with us, does he know the answer to the secret?
I know the answer. The answer would be skateboarding.
Skateboarding. It's all so clear now.
That's the second part.
Keep talking.
Oh, we're still here, and Chris Davis is right next to us. Here he is. How you doing, Chris?
I'm
just
good.
repeat what you just said for the audience at home, so
All
they
right.
can see your face.
The second part would be skateboarding. That's the second mystery.
All right. So I take it you're a skateboarder.
Yes.
Like to skateboard. So you just did this report because you're really into it, and you want to go professional? I mean, are you technically professional?
No, I have a sponsor. I'm sponsored
So you're
by.
considered amateur then, right?
Yeah.
What would
I'm
it
sponsored
take
by a skate
to
shop.
put you over the top? Would you have to?
I would have to get on a good board company, get a lot of photos, be in videos, get paid. Be
Do you plan on
professional.
doing that possibly?
That's one of my goals, is to do that.
Cool. So who did you interview for this?
I interviewed Dean Innocenzi. He's a junior at this school. He likes to skate a lot. He's a filmer, films a lot of skating.
Cool. Well, I mean, for those of us who aren't really familiar with skateboarding, could you just give us a little information about it? You know, what it is?
All right, a skateboard is a piece of wood, 7 layers of plywood glued together, and it's in the shape of it goes like that, and it's got wheels and trucks. The trucks are these axles that attach to the board to hold the wheels on, and it moves it so you can move sideways, and you can do tricks. Some tricks are called like an ollie, where you make the board go in the air. There's a kick flip, which you kick the board with your foot and it spins, and then you magically land back on it.
Whoa.
Cool.
So
Now, I've heard a lot, in the news, and I've seen signs on the street about skateboarding being a crime and how police hassle you a lot. What are your feelings on that?
I think it's wrong what they're saying about it. I mean, sometimes it chips ledges if you were skating our property, but if they would build a place for us to skate at, they wouldn't have that problem.
Really? I mean, you don't need very much space. You just need some ramps.
Just a parking lot. We
Yeah.
could build the ramps. if we
Exactly.
wanted
All
to.
they need is a little chunk of asphalt, and these wonderful kids could just do what they needed to do and stay off of public property. That's all they ask. So, anything else to say before we roll the clip?
Just hope you like the video.
All right, let's take a look at it.
influenced me to start skateboarding was that it looked fun to do and a lot of my friends were into it, so I got into it. I plan to pursue a career in skateboarding as far as my ability allows. What makes a place good for skating is it has ledges and rails and steps, etc. I plan to skateboard as long as my body allows. As long as it holds up, I will keep doing it.
Oh, that was good. And my
Welcome
favorite
back.
was when the kid jumped and the board broke. Literally, as he landed.
He shattered 7 layers of plywood right there. I mean, I wouldn't have known that if it wasn't for our pal Chris, who really told us a lot about what's going on. Coming up next is a video report on track. We examined some jazz, some turntabling, some skateboarding, which is a sport, but this is a school sport. You know, we're really gonna get into the school pride area.
Yeah.
You know, school sports are huge here at Hopewell, so it's only fair that we have some video reports about them. So we have track, and with us is Ben Samara.
Hey,
Good to see you, Ben.
How you doing? What's up?
So why did you do track as your video report?
Well, I'm on track, so it seemed like the logical thing to do. And
You're a track star.
yeah,
Superstar.
yeah. I like to be modest. Yeah.
He likes to be modest.
And we have a good team. We won the state sectional title this year.
State section.
Ooh.
It's a big title, but it's like a long name.
I understand.
Yeah.
With the CGJs and the CJGs, it gets all so convoluted.
NJSIAA Central Jersey Group 2 state sectional title.
Why can't they just call it, you know, big title?
Yeah, I know.
You know, wouldn't that make
Yeah,
life
I know.
easier? Big title.
Yeah, it would.
So just tell us about track. What do you do?
I do high jump.
High jump.
Yeah. My best is 6'2" and 1/4.
Oh, that's
Which
smoking.
was the best in the county this year.
That is good.
That is good.
So just briefly, who did you interview?
We interviewed the head coach, Dean DeCook, who's also a gym teacher here.
DeCook. How's that spelled?
DEKOK, I believe.
There are alternate pronunciations.
Yeah,
But
yeah. And we interviewed Aaron Echternaut, who's the jumps coach. Don't ask me how to spell his name.
I won't.
Yeah,
Ech-
and
Echter.
Nick Tramdak, we asked him one question.
Oh.
We threw that in the interview too.
That's good. I mean, just
Might
for
as well.
variety's
Yeah,
sake. Yeah.
you know, you gotta switch it up a little.
Gotta switch it up.
Yeah, so you can jump 6'2". What's right after that? You know, what's that?
6'4", I think.
Yeah, that's what I can do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, can you really?
Great.
Yeah.
So you can jump like double your height.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Wow, that's pretty
all
unbelievable there,
American
big
right
guy. I can't say I believe you. You're
All
full
right.
of something.
Wow.
So anything else to say?
Not really. I think we should just watch the
We've exhausted the topic. Let's just
Yeah.
watch the tape.
Not much.
Roll
Alrighty.
that clip.
Well, last year team, we look at the team, we had a lot of young athletes, a pretty good balance of juniors on it, a couple seniors. We graduated those seniors, and I think we've been quite fortunate where the developing kids and the juniors, sophomores have really replaced them quite nicely. And if we look at winter track, I don't think there's such thing as a regular day. We have, it's one of those things where you kind of scramble for, part of the gym to use. Is it going to be raining outside? Is it going to be snowy out, icy out, real cold, or whatever? So a lot of times in the winter, I think we are dictated by the elements. We will try to have 2 to 3 good condition days in the weight room, and the other days will be technique works for the throws, some good hard days on the track, and there's a lot of variety that we'd like to have. So I don't think we could say that hopefully we would not have a routine regular day. There's a decent amount of variety on the days.
Tend to work hard. As far as spring, I know my athletes are usually some of the last to go home. You know, we start out, we do our warm-up, which usually takes a while. Obviously, it takes a long time to set up with the pits and the standards and that type of thing.
I enjoy athletics and throwing the shot put, and the track seemed like the best way to do that. I really enjoy the sense of camaraderie and friendship that we all enjoy here.
Well, we've had 3 meets thus far. Our first meet we went against Lawrence, and that was an easy victory for us. Last night we went against Notre Dame, who is a very strong team for us year in, year out, and also Hamilton, which is just a very feisty and very, very combative type team. And we came out with 2 very nice wins there last year. And if we keep on working, stay healthy, we have a very good shot where we could win the division this year.
That was kicking. I dig the tunes in the background by Darkness. Props to Darkness. Now, coming up next, our final video report of this segment of A Teenage Introspective is a work of art.
Whoa.
A work of art. I'm not really clear on what's about. I'm guessing art.
I know it's not just like your run-of-the-mill Crayola on a paper.
Not run-of-the-mill Crayola.
It's a couple different kinds of arts, I think.
You know, it's not your typical fuchsia and your typical, you know, whatever. Sea green. Or there's a couple really good names, but I just can't.
Orange red?
Orange red. What is orange red, people?
Anyway,
we're here with Lewis Holston. He's going to tell us about his report. How you doing, Lewis?
Hey, man.
Oh.
Good to have you here. So just tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, we interviewed 3 people.
3? This man's going overboard.
Yep. Myself, Mrs. Arbitel, who's a ceramics teacher here. Very, very good. And Jackie Wilbur, another student who's phenomenal at painting. Much better than me. I'm really, really bad at painting.
Painting's difficult.
It is difficult.
And for me, we just did me doing my comic book and a game I'm making next year in a concentrated study.
So you're really into comics, huh?
Yep.
Do you read a lot? And you
yeah,
also
I got a lot of.
Are you a fan of X-Men?
I'm more of an independent comic book.
See, I used to read X-Men until they took the adamantium out of Wolverine and they replaced it with this bone claw.
That was bizarre.
And now, like,
it's all
claws
jagged
always
now.
break.
Yeah.
I'm just fed up.
So what kind of independence? What are some of your favorite books?
You know, like Clerks.
Clerks.
You know, those are pretty good. Bone, that's a pretty good.
Oh, I
comic.
dig Bone. Bone is a great comic. Like if you have Bone #1, what's that up to? Like $300 now or something?
I don't know.
It's ridiculous. Anyway.
Really expensive.
Yeah. So, what are your plans for the future? I mean, do you want to pursue any of this as a career?
Well, comic books may be a hobby or something, but I really want to do video game animation.
Video game animation. That is
no easy task.
I mean, it's not easy, but I'm sure it'll be fun and it's lucrative as well.
I'm in my 3rd year of engineering, so I'm pretty used to the software.
Oh, well,
Plus,
that's good. I mean, good luck to you in the future.
Thanks.
Anything else you'd like to say before we take a look?
That's it. Hope you like the video.
All right, let's roll that clip.
Other artists, looking at their pictures, usually the pictures you look at are great artists, and they give you an idea of what you can actually do. I never thought how fun thickly putting on paint would be until I saw a lot of Van Gogh's paintings and what he did with the different layers. I've learned to do thicker paintings or just a lot looser style than I had before with a lot of charcoals I've looked at. Dr. O'Boyle is a great influence. His expertise and talent have been a big influence, plus other ceramics teachers and that I have known and ceramics publications. I've gotten a lot of influence from those as well.
I'm working on an indie comic right now I'm doing the art for. Just everybody influences you in the comic book industry. I try to come up with my own style, try to be original. You have to do that or else you're just boring.
My favorite art medium to use would have to be oil because for one thing it's very forgiving. Second, I like to work thick and you can move it around, you can squiggle it with your fingers. I mean, it's fun.
My best accomplishment is the growth and expansion of the ceramics course at the high school.
I plan on taking a concentrated study where me and some other people are going to make a video game, a role-playing game. It's going to be fantasy, of course, what I like. And I get to do the 3D animation intro and ending. Also like the 2D artwork that you see throughout the game, I'll be doing.
Actually, from an early age, my dad made it clear he would never pay for an art school. He did not want his daughter growing up to be a starving artist.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Join
us
next
week
for
a
teen
age
in
intro
spec
tiv
part
2. Good night.